if you want to sell your house at the capital or the coast, why should you hire our team?
Yeah, it's a great question, and I welcome it. So call me and we'll talk about it.
I love this question.
So I think what's unique about our situation at Capital to Coast is that we are a small kind of boutique firm in and of itself. So I have a great group of agents that I work with locally, Raleigh, and then my partners, even within the Triangle area or throughout the state, are very good about sharing our properties and kind of putting it out to their databases as well. So more eyeballs, the better, right? When you're a seller. So the more that we can network and put it out there to all of our partners, the better it is for our sellers.
Yeah, we have this uniqueness in our firm where, you know, it's so easy to connect to agents, not just in our state, but all over all 50 states, and to your point, internationally. And we know the statistics say that anywhere between 70 to 85 people are moving to our area a day. So a lot of times people were like, they're out in California and they think they want to live in Raleigh or Charlotte, but actually they're like, I want to live the coast, right? So we have all of that knowledge. So not only when you're listing a home, I know at the coast, if I'm listing a home in Raleigh, people will call me from California because I've been referred to them from an agent partner within our firm from California. And they're like, we want to live near in the capital, near the area. It's like, okay, we'll get a feel for the area. They're like, you know what? I don't think this is really what we want to do.
Water's calling.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So then I'm like, darn it, all right, I got a person for you.
Right.
And then they'll kind of come out to the coast. And so for sellers, it's that you can have an agent or a firm within your marketplace that knows it really well as we know it too. But really, it's our networking and the connections that Pam and I have within, like she said, within our team, but then within our firm, that we're going to, it would be hard for me to know any other firm that can get as many eyeballs on your property as possible.
We actually love it. Like, we love working with each other outside of our own like little boundaries. And there's nothing wrong with those small brokerages that are independent in an area. I think if someone is moving within a city, they do have a great pulse on it. But most of the time, let's be honest, there's so much transient movement around our country right now. I mean, the world.
Absolutely.
So why not expose it to a little bit more of a larger audience in the end?
And I think what else really sets us, our team apart is when we do speak with the sellers, and sellers, you know, want to work with us. They're incredibly thankful for the very candid, direct conversations that we're going to have with you. We're going to tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly. We're going to give you all the different expectations, all the different scenarios, and then together as a partnership, we're going to decide what's going to be that best way to list your home, to market your home, and ultimately just to sell your home.
Mackenzie and I are both really nice people. However, our job is not to just list your house and let it sit for months on end, right? Our job is to sell it. And so we both are kind of a little bit of data nerds too. And I think we use a lot of that to take the emotion out of a sale, but to really kind of counsel you on what is that right price? What are maybe some of the updates that are needed in order to get it sold? And then I think additionally, when you get those things right, then it allows us to take our marketing and really, you know, ratchet up the eyeballs on the property. So we've had a couple of stories, I think, that have been interesting over the last 6 months. So tell me a little bit about Medway, right? That was an expired listing.
It was an expired listing. It was $1.5 million, give or take, in a beautiful area of Raleigh, an incredibly desirable area of Raleigh. Actually shocked.
Location was not the problem.
Location was not the problem. It was going to be the pricing and the marketing. It's kind of where we were a little bit on that one. But going back to what Pam said, you know, we're going to talk to you about the pricing. We're going to talk to you about what's the best way to market your home. But we're not afraid to get in a little dirty in there and to upfront some costs and upfront some things that we know is really going to set your property apart. We got this expired listing that was, we call it inside the belt line here in the Raleigh area. And it was expired on the market for
6 months.
6 months. And so we took it over, and there was two key factors there that we really saw. It was the staging of the property, right? And it was just the overall marketing that was being done to the property. Because what we know is over 60% of buyers first see a home online. That means we've got one chance to get that home out there, to get eyeballs on it, video and photography, for the consumers to make a decision and say, I want to see that house.
We identified early with this one too, is inside the Beltline is such a hot area for people that are moving to the Raleigh area that they want to live in, right? Because there's some walkability to some bars, restaurants, coffee shops, all the things, right? It's pretty close to North Hills, close to Five Points. And so we knew it was important to showcase the home, but not just that, but to also showcase the area too. So we leaned heavily into some video marketing too.
Well, that lifestyle, right? People, are purchasing a home, but they're purchasing a lifestyle. And so especially if they're coming out from another state, they want to know if that lifestyle is going to vibe and match what they're used to, if it's going to be, how different is it going to be. So to your point that we really talked about, not just the house, but where are you going to work? Where are you going to play? Where are you going to go to, the grocery store and things like that to really understand what was happening.
What's, I think, important about that too is it's a 1.5 home. But if that house was in another area of Wake County, it would have been significantly less. But it was really around the area that dictated the pricing on that too. So it's important to tell that story.
Correct. So our marketing on another property in a different location could be completely different based on what this one was. But it's just what we knew that what this house needed to be able to sell. Ultimately, I believe we sold it in 2 weeks.
We did, and we sold it at asking.
And they were thrilled, excited, and beautiful part of the story is they are moving to the coast. So again, goes back to capital to coast and how we can serve both clients in both markets very, very well.
It's truly a great story.
It is a really good story. We've got another great story too over at the coast.
Something similar. A home sat on the market for about 6 months. It had gone into contract. It didn't come off, and it was a long journey for these folks. But it had a very interesting layout. So the previous agent had used some virtual staging, which we do that too sometimes. But it was so unique, I thought we really needed to put live furniture in this home to show. Had a 2-sided fireplace, and there was a couple of rooms that you're like, I use that space. But the staging really told the story. And feedback from all the other agents was like, oh my gosh, I was in this home 6 months ago. How great is this? And we're under contract with this one too in about 30 days, which is below the average days on market in that area too. So again, staging, pricing conversations, all very similar, right?
Yeah, and understanding the communities. Right.
Yes.
And that sort of thing. And so we talked about before in previous videos how the different agents on our team are really strategically placed where communities that they know very, very well. Right. And so Pam, used to live in Raleigh. I live very close to Raleigh. And so really understanding how we need to showcase this house for our sellers to get the most amount of money for the sellers that we possibly could get.
So I think for every seller, we're folks that want to sit down with you. We want to have those candid conversations around price and what that really needs to look like. But we want to develop a marketing plan that's very unique for your home, your location, all of it. And everyone's a little bit different. Some need virtual, some need regular staging, some are perfect as they are. We just price it and list it. But that's our commitment to every one of our sellers, to sit and work out a plan to work with you to get the home sold.
Absolutely.
So if you're looking to buy, sell primary homes, secondary homes, investment properties, and you find yourself somewhere between that capital or the coast, then we'd love to chat with you a little bit more on what it's like to work with our team. And we'd love to help you with that.
Absolutely.